Hello colleagues, and welcome to Week 2, Unit 3 of SAP Cloud Platform Version Control with Git. In this unit, we will continue our discussion and experimentation of three-way merging by covering how to handle merge conflicts. At this point, you already know what a three-way merge is and how to perform it. But what if in your two separate lines of development you modified the exact same lines of code? The exact same lines of code in the same files. In this case, you have a merge conflict. Git provides a standard way of handling merge conflicts, and the Web IDE actually has a nice little feature to make handling this a little bit easier. Let's take a look. One more thing before I start the demo that I wanted to mention is this. As I do these demos, most but not all of the time, you may have noticed that I'm making changes to a single file, index.html. I do this because it is the simplest way to illustrate what's happening with the various operations. But of course, all these operations would work the exact same if you were adding new files as part of the committed changes, if you were deleting files, or if you were modifying multiple files, or any of those combinations. If you wanted to add files to your repository as you commit to see that happening while you follow along with these demos, I encourage you to do that. So let's go, and let's just start by cleaning up a little bit. Let's delete the feature branch. Now, in order to delete a branch, we need to check out a different branch. So I'll check out master. I'm going to hit this delete trash can, and I'm going to delete the feature branch. Not experiment. We're going to need that later. Okay, deleted the feature branch. Now, let's merge the master branch onto the experiment branch we created earlier. Look at this in the Git history pane just briefly so you can see what these are. Okay, so here's the experiment branch back here. This thing. And here is the master branch. Now, we did modify some of the same lines of code, so this should result in a merge conflict. So I'm going to merge master onto experiment. So I said merge, and I had master checked out, and then I clicked on the experiment branch. Merge request failed. Merge request failed due to conflicts. To see the current status, refer to the Git pane. The first thing I wanted to show you here, before you even look at the merge conflicts, is this reset button. This is if maybe you start resolving the conflicts and you're having problems, or you regret trying the three-way merge in the first place. Reset, I'm just going to do it. It says all unstaged changes will be discarded and not recovered. That's if you've done any merge conflict resolutions. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, I am. Hit OK. Now, we're in the exact state before we even tried it. So reset during a three-way merge is how you would say, never mind, forget that I even tried that. So it's kind of a give up button. And you haven't hurt anything. Master and experiment are exactly where they were before. So let's do the merge again, and this time let's not reset it. So I'm going to click merge. I'm going to merge onto experiment. Same thing. It failed due to conflicts. And you can see there's multiple conflicts here. Now, I want to talk about what this means, and I'm also going to show you simultaneously the tool that Web IDE provides. There are different people prefer different things. I like this text-based conflict resolution, which I will explain later. But most developers I talk to prefer something more graphical. So you see this little X here, this little, maybe it's a less than, greater than sign. Next to index.html, that means we're in a merge conflict state. So if I double click this here in the staging area, which I just did, I think I did. There we go. Now we have, I'll make some more room for this. We have a graphical representation of our merge conflicts. This is telling you the current version. This one is actually the version that's coming from experiment. And this is the version that's coming from master. And you can see the differences are highlighted. And you even within the differences, you have greater highlights for the I guess the major difference. The whole line is in some shade of red here, and then in dark red is the part that was actually changed. A page of quotations changed to my page of quotes, for example. So that's very useful if you want to see the precise things that have changed. Now you can use that to also. We'll do this. You can choose here with these buttons which change you would prefer. So in this case, we're actually going to go completely with the master version. So I'm going to copy from right to left here. No, I'm not. I take that back. I actually prefer a page of quotations. So I'm going to I want to do from left to right on this one. But down here I like what's in the master version. So I'm going to copy from right to left down here. Boom. So now in this current version we have everything I wanted. Now this one, this one is saying that a page of quotations is one of the changes, but it also looks like it's putting that together with this link href styles the style sheet notation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this because it thinks this is, I want some parts from here and some parts from here, so I'm going to have to get a little more manual. And oops, let's go. It gave me what I wanted at the bottom here, but it took away some of the changes up top. I didn't like that. So I'm going to go back to this graphical tool. We'll talk about the non-graphical tool later. And I'm going to keep a page of quotations, but I'm just going to copy this in manually, this style sheet notation. And I'm going to put it underneath this. Oh, wrong. Copy and paste here. Did not copy and paste what I wanted. Get the end of the line. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. So now this looks like I want. I like a page of quotations from Experiment. That's a nicer, more professional name than my quotes. And I like this reference. So this is what I want the conflict resolution to this to be. So at this point, I'm going to hit stage. I've got to stage my conflict resolution. And save, come on, stage. And I think it wants me to enter a commit message, so I will. Merging, experiment, oh. Okay. So at this point, the merge should be done. Let's check and make sure that happened like I believe it happened. So if we go here, we have master, which makes sense because we already said that on experiment that these, at the end of a three-way merge, these don't point to the same commit. So if I go down here, yep, here we have experiment. This also says master because master is now the parent of both of those commits. But master is the only one up here. Now there's something else I want to show you here. See how complicated this looks? I'll draw this out. We only have 2 three-way merge commits here. It's already starting to get a little bit complex. So you have these 2 merge commits back to back, and you might have to look it over a couple of times in order to figure out what's happened. Now, As complex as this, minorly complex, I guess, as this seems, consider the fact that if your team is large and if you have 10 developers, if three-way merging is your only strategy for combining separate lines of development, you're going to have not two three-way merges, but hundreds or even thousands. This diagram here can get incredibly complex with branches going in and out of each other. And if you're on a team with hundreds of developers, the number of three-way merges in your repository could quite easily number in the tens of thousands. That means that your repository is extremely likely to be unable to be deciphered by a human being if they read the commit history. Now, some teams are perfectly okay with that, but Git also provides a different strategy for combining separate lines of development that leads to a repository that tells a much more linear story. Join me in Unit 4 to learn about it.